Now, Greg Chappell would be very pleased, I should think, with the way things have turned out. It's a terrific gamble to put a side into bat in a test match. For him, it came press on as quickly as possible, and to finish up when the innings ended with a lead of something around about the 160, 170 mark. Well, both batsmen have been playing pretty well yesterday evening. Here's the fourth over of the day now. It's Bob Willis, and he's bowling to Rodney Marsh.
Well bowled. No great lift there, but there's enough deviation off the seam. Mike Hendrick now to bowl to Ray Bright. And that's the 50 stand for Marsh and Bright. Good effort from Ray Bright to stick around whilst his more experienced partner is pushed on. That's worth a shot, and he's given him. Mike Hendrick breaking through there. There was a momentary hesitation from umpire Spencer. Marsh has gone for 57, and there's the dismissal again. He's pushing forward. Greg Randall, his work cut out stopping that one. The outfield's quite quick now, although it's still very green. The dampness is gone with a couple of warm days on Sunday and yesterday.
And that's LBW. Another decision upheld in favour of the England bowlers. Ray Bright hesitating there for a second. But from our position, it certainly looked very plumb. Moving right across in line and smack halfway down the pad. And that looked as though it would have knocked the middle stump out of the ground to me. Hendrick again to Malone. And that's an edge, and it's gone through Tony Gregg's hands. Definite chance there to Tony Gregg. Hendrick, the unlucky bowler, and Malone will get 2 runs for it. So Tony Gregg, who's been in great catching form in this series, down in this chance. In terms of some of those he's taken, could scarcely be called a relatively simple one. Hendrick to continue from the Vauxhall end. It's Malone facing. That's edged away through the slopes. Graham Root giving chase, but that'll beat him through to the boundary. So 4 fellow streaker runs there to Mick Malone. Hendrick again to Malone. Nothing wrong with that shot. Changed his mind, got on the back foot this time, forced it away square. That Randall trying to do the 100 yards in even time. That won't be good enough either. And it just beats him to the rope. Willis to Walker. And that's a chance, and it's dropped again. And a very, very simple chance there to Brearley. My word, they're having a bad day out there, these England catchers. Both batsmen being let off. And Brearley, who's been picking things up left, right and centre ever since Lord's, can possibly be presented with a simpler chance than that at first slip. Consoling pat from Tony Gregg. That's a good firm off drive, right off the middle of the bat for 4 runs. Randall's still chasing it, but the ball's going to win. Well, that's in the air, but perfectly safe for 4 runs. A good clean hit right off the middle of the bat by Malone, takes him on to 20. At the end of Hendrick's 35th over. 289 for 8 now.
4 runs. And almost took Bob Woolmer with it. Woolmer's the man in at short forward square. Walker got that right in the meat of the bat. Wasn't outside leg stump. He picked it off about middle and leg. That's the evasive action the man has to take in that position. The good close to the wicket fielders, as soon as they see the sweep coming, they put hands and forearms over their face and head. That's 4 runs. The bouncer from John Lever. Max Walker was a little bit late on it. He just had the bat flailing through and wasn't able to get the meat of it on. It was just a top edge. 303 for 8. The 300 comes up and Walker goes to 38. That's a fine shot from Malone. Slightly firm-footed. He certainly hit it in the middle of the bat.
More runs off the bat. Mr. Walker. And he's 50. What a great milestone for Maxie Walker. Highest score previously 41 in a test match. Over 40 innings he's had trying to get it, and he's got it. He's 50. Make sight for sore eyes for Maxie, who's had a long, hard tour.
That's a good straight drive, beaten Boycott, and that'll go through for 4 more runs to Max Walker. And that's the chase for Lever. Not a bad shot either. Waited for it, chopped it away down to the 3rd man boundary. And now it's the turn of Mick Malone to get his best ever score. Slow ball, it's put away again, and Lever chasing, but once again that's a bit too quick for him. He'll go away for 4. So the 6th boundary to Mick Malone, and that takes Derek Underwood past the 100 mark. And the bouncer. Max Walker coming to terms with it, pulling it away deep square for 4. And all the sting taken out of this pitch. Walker there. Plenty of time to get in position and hook him away. Square on the leg side. Very, very short indeed. It's Greg to Malone. Doesn't know very much about that. The intended force off the back foot through the offside brought him a single and a long leg. A single which brings Australia onto the very respectable total of 350 for 8. Well, the field turned down, it's a leg by, and that leg by brings up a century partnership for the 8th wicket. So really a fine performance this by these 2 Australians. Came together at 2:52, they've taken it on to 3:52 in just 103 minutes. And it's bowled in. Well, the end of the partnership, the very last ball before lunch. Malone goes for 46, Lever takes his wicket, and there'll be great relief in the England camp to see the back of Mick Malone, who was dropped before he'd scored and has gone on to make an extremely valuable 46 runs, the best performance of his career. He's shared in a partnership with Max Walker of exactly 100, and Walker coming in undefeated with 64 to his name.
Thompson has not yet faced a ball. All ready now, and it's 352 for 9. That's 4. Straight through extra cover. There's 4 runs for a start. Plenty of beef behind that one. He was nowhere near the pitch, but hit it very well. Nice follow through. That's a blistering shot. It's a great shot. Thompson hit that magnificently away down the ground. Way over mid-off. It's a lovely, clean strike at the ball. Nothing wild about it. Bowl him, and a good delivery too. Quicker and right in the block hole. It's the one Bob Willis was aiming for all the way along. Couldn't quite get it into the right position until that moment. Just about the perfect Yorker. Jeff Thompson made 17, and Max Walker was 78 not out. Walker's highest score in first-class cricket. The Australian innings finishing at 385. A lead of 171.
A splendid partnership there from Walker and Malone, both of them making their highest score in first-class cricket. Particularly Walker, his 78 was quite a revelation. He hasn't been scoring all that well with the bat in recent times, but today they both did exactly what Greg Chappell would have wanted. A lead of 171, kept down to that by some splendid bowling from Bob Willis. 5 wickets again and 27 in the series. What a time he's had. Really has done very well. Well, the Australians, if they would have any chance at all of pulling off an astonishing victory in this Test match, and really there wasn't very much opportunity of doing that, had to get an early breakthrough. Here's the first over of the England second innings. It's the England captain, Mike Brearley, and he's facing Jeff Thompson.
A friendly full toss and no mid-on. A full pitch of no pace at all. Hooks having to do the chasing, coming way over from the offside, and that's just going to beat him through to the ropes. Well, that was a nice gift for Brearley. I'm sure Boycott, the non-striker, could have used it, because that would have taken him on to his 5,000 runs in Test cricket. And that's a simple catch. Brearley couldn't avoid it. So look at the happy, smiling Greg Chappell. See the end of Mike Brearley. So Brearley out for 4, and the first Englishman out with the score on 5. Very quick delivery here, but very short. And Brearley just unable to keep it down. Off at Sargent, the simplest of catches at forward short leg. And that's it. And he'll come back for the second to make doubly sure. So a knowledgeable crowd here applauding Boycott, and I'm quite sure he knows what it's all about. There haven't been very many Englishmen with 5,000 runs, nor do they go Cowdrey, Hammond, Hutton, Barrington, Compton, Hobbs and John Edrich. So Boycott becomes only the 8th Englishman with 5,000 runs in Test cricket. That's well bowled, and Woolmer's off without even looking at the umpire. Lovely outswinger from Mick Malone, the outside edge of Bob Woolmer's bat, and he's out for 6. Simple catch to Marsh behind, pushing forward. See the movement there and the movement off the bat. So Marsh snaps up another catch, and England are 16 for 2 with Woolmer caught. Marsh bowled Malone for 6. A disappointing end to the series for Bob Woolmer, who had such a great and glorious start at Lord's.
Oh, that's one of the closest things I've ever seen. It's a really good eye or a little bit of good fortune. I've almost got him. It almost worked. It was the little trap that they'd set with Sargent running back 20 yards from behind square leg. No wonder he's giving it the rueful smile. Boycott hooked all right, but Sargent was on his way. And he hit it within a yard of Sargent's right hand. Start off 2 spells with full tosses. First ball of the innings, a full toss to Mike Brearley. That one was dealt with very well by Derek Randall. Great shot. Lovely square drive that. From the technical point of view, just about right. Had the foot well across. Had it beautifully square of the wicket. Oh, that must be close. No stroke played, and under the LBW law, as it stands these days, you can dismiss a batsman if the ball would have hit the stumps.
Once again, Boycott head down, concentration. And pushes a single into the offside that will bring up the 50. And that was a really good delivery. 4 marks to Walker. Tom Spencer completely unimpressed as the shout goes up for a catch. And Randall, no intention of walking, he stood his ground quite firmly. So Randall survives, he remains on 20. Same score as Boycott. And Boycott to face Bright. That's a shot he plays so well, just fractionally short of a length, forced away, convincing style off the back foot. And possibly not the same sort of enthusiasm in that chase from David Hooks late on the 5th day as there might have been earlier on in the game. So it goes through for 4. It's highly likely that they will leave the field, yes. Boycott quickly on his way away from that far end. He deemed the light wasn't good enough. So just closely on 10 minutes to 5 here. The umpires decided that the light isn't good enough for play to continue. And for a while at least it's going to be suspended, with the score on 57 for 2.
And that's the way it finished up, sadly, 57 for 2. The light didn't get any better. The umpires called off play at that stage, with the 2 wickets down, Brearley for 4 and Woolmer for 6, and Boycott batting through to be 25 not out with Randall 20 not out. And Boycott finishing up with an average in the series, the best ever in an Anglo-Australian Test series, beating the one formerly held by Sir Donald Bradman. Well, the man at the top of the list there, Mike Brearley, has had a sensational series, coming into skipper England and winning 3-0, and it's no wonder he looked a happy man this evening.
Congratulations, Mike, on winning the series, if not by the 4-0 that you hoped for.
Thank you very much.
And also congratulations on your appointment today to lead England to Pakistan and New Zealand in the winter.
Thanks.
Can I go across now to talk to Greg Chappell? Because Greg, certainly this was Australia's day as far as it went, and it must have been nice to have England under pressure again.
Yes, it was nice. It was a very enjoyable day sitting in the dressing room there watching our tail-enders get some runs, and you know, as you say, I think we did have the better of things today. It's a pity that perhaps our luck didn't come a little bit earlier in the series, but then you know, it's no good worrying about those sort of things. We've been beaten by a better side, and we're quite happy to admit it.
When we started on Friday, Greg, you won the toss and put England into bat. What were your thoughts when England were up to 86 for no wicket?
Well, I always felt that you know, it was the right thing to do as far as we were concerned. We wanted to win the Test match, and I felt, particularly with weather conditions as the way they were, but mainly because we wanted to win the game, our main chance was to bowl England out cheaply. What we couldn't afford to do was to be bowled out cheaply ourselves. And with the possibility of some rain during that first day, because showers were predicted, I felt that I'd rather our bowlers had the advantage than England's bowlers, and that was the main reason behind it. And our blokes, I thought, bowled well before lunch, but Mike and Jeff played well. But once the break came, then things went steadily in our favour.
If you had won the toss, Mike, would you have done what Greg did?
No, I thought about it, and I would have batted, in fact, but I didn't mind losing the toss and letting him make the decision, really. It was one of those, we've had one or two of those, actually,
We
this
have,
summer.
yes.
Where the weather's been uncertain, there's been obviously a chance that the ball will move about the first day, but on the other hand, the rain might get on the wicket, so it might do it later on. You know, it really is a toss-up a lot of the time.
Now, as England captain, you face a period, this is a changing era, where a very successful side is not crumbling away in toto, but at least there are some cracks in the edifice. So how do you see it going on from here?
Well, it's obviously regrettable. I mean, we've played together, most of us, as a side for a year now. And some of them, of course, have played with each other for much, much longer than that, or a year and a half. And it's a great, I mean, you know, they're your friends, your colleagues, you get to know them, you enjoy playing cricket and travelling with each other. And it's a great shame that it has to, from my point of view, that it has to change. On the other hand, new people will come along, you know, will become very good players. They won't be as good as Alan, not Derek Underwood and Teddy Gregg right now, obviously, but they'll become very good players, and a new thing starts. We'll have a new tour with a new side, and no doubt it'll be very interesting.
And that makes the tour more interesting and very important, doesn't it?
I don't know that it makes it any more interesting. It makes it important. It's interesting. It will be important for many people's careers, how they do it, obviously, but then that is always the case. No, I think it's a bit new. The whole of cricket's in a slightly uncertain situation. I think a lot of good may come out of it, but we don't yet know.
A tremendous series for Mike Brearley and for the whole of the England team, even down to Jeff Miller, who didn't get many opportunities, but they really did look a team, and they played extremely well. They thoroughly deserved their 3-0 success. It's a long time since England's beaten Australia as conclusively as that. It's a long time since they've caught as well. It's a long time since they've bowled as well and looked so much the better side.